Hello, hello. How are we doing on this frosty, whatever it is it Thursday? We are Thursday, aren't we? Yeah, we are. How are we doing today? As I said, it is cold here. I mean, clearly not as cold as it is in some parts of the world, but yeah, the temperature has definitely dropped. I'm definitely feeling it today. Hope you are all well. Hey, Photo Style, how are we doing? Do let me know if my audio is at the right level. I did a stream last night, which is the first stream which is actually using my Xbox, so I had to tinker with audio levels a bit. I had to up my mic and other things, so if I'm too loud or anything, do let me know, and I will try and tweak that to make sure that's all good. So what are we doing today? Well, that's really good. Thank you very much for that. Mike sounds good. Awesome. So what we're going to do today, nice kind of chill stream. Going to play a bit of Tsuro again. For those who weren't there last time we did a Tsuro stream, it is a lovely, relatively quick, casual board game, and one that I would very much recommend as kind of an entry-level game, and especially good for kind of festive family gatherings. Not that it has a festive theme, but very good if you want to introduce family members who are not board gamers to something beyond, Monopoly and Cluedo. And if we get time during this, I might talk about some other recommendations of things to pad your shelves with along those lines. So I think we'll make a start. So how does this game work? Well, a reminder for those who were here last time and for those who weren't, I'll talk you through it. It's really, really straightforward. So the idea is we are all dragons on this cool looking board. The goal is really simple. Don't get knocked off the board and don't crash into anyone else. If you are the last dragon standing, or flying, I guess, then you are the winner. It sounds relatively straightforward, and we'll see how it works in just a moment. So I'm going to play the purple dragon. That's me. And I'm going to pop in a few AI players as well. Let's go for one of each. Let's go for a silly player, a clever player, and a tricky player. Love the naming of these. Let's click the deck to start. So we'll see how this works. So you can see what the opponents are doing, and we'll see what my hand looks like in just a second. Here we go, and I'm up next. Right, flourish of activity. Now, for those who've not played this before, let's talk through how this actually works. So as you can see, I have 3 cards I can choose from. They all provide a path. I can choose any one of them. I can rotate them if I would like, and I pop it down directly in front of me, and I follow the path that is on there. Equally, if someone else was just touching that square that I'm about to play the tile on, they automatically move in that way as well. And as you can see, the goal is to stay near the centre ideally, but don't get knocked off the board and don't crash into anyone else. And that's about it. It's a really nice, straightforward concept that gets quite complicated as you go through it. So I'm going to go with this guy. I automatically slide forward to there, and then my opponents do the same thing. Hello, awesome people lurking in the shadows. If you want to chat, that's cool. If you want to lurk as well, that is awesome as well. As I've been saying on social media, we're so close to affiliate. I literally just had to up my average number of viewers. So thank you so much for joining. Even if you've just got this on in the background, that is just awesome. Thank you so much for this. This whole journey to affiliate it's been faster than I would have thought, but it's tough. It's tough, creating a following on a new platform, especially when my peers, did this years ago, and I'm just coming to it quite late in the day, relatively speaking. So I'm just keep ploughing ahead going forward, I think. So they're quite close to crashing into each other. So if I can just get into this sort of top left area here, I'll be safe is relative, but I will be in a better position than some of the others are. We'll see. So what am I going to do? I mean, ploughing ahead is generally just the safest option here, I think. And I've got the added advantage that on the left-hand side here, it's a little loop and swoop thing. So my opponent in yellow can't try and sneak on my tiles to cut across. I'm kind of forcing them towards the left-hand edge. So we'll see how we get on. So as I said earlier, I'm going to start a sentence and take a drink again. Damn it. As I said earlier, this is a really great game. I first discovered it from Will Wheaton's Tabletop back in the day. There we go. Red is gone. It's very quick. It takes about 10-15 minutes to play. So really, really nice. It's good for streams like this, but also just great for we don't have a huge amount of time, or people don't necessarily want to commit to a huge game. So I'm going to go for now. I've got to make a choice at this stage. Do I want to swoop to the left here, or do I want to turn to the right? Or plough ahead a little further forwards? I think I'm going to... The problem is, if I swoop all the way to the left, I'm then entirely in their hands. So I could... I don't like any of these options. I'm going to swoop to the right, and we'll see how we get on. I never like being in a situation where I am at someone else's mercy in this. I have the board game. It's so good. It's also quite beautiful. It is. It is a lovely game. I mean, the tiles are very pretty. But also, the packaging. It comes in, it's like, got a bit of... it's almost like a crepe paper in it. It is beautifully done, and some artwork in there as well. It is... They've taken a lot of care with this game. Right, what am I going to do here? Well, I could try and... Well, there's some weird options here. If I could get down towards here... No, I don't want to do that. If I could get to there, I could actually swoop round to here, but that's playing very dangerously. I think I want to probably do a sharp turn, I would have thought. Do I have something I can then do next turn? Yes, but I might be utterly screwed. Right, okay. What about... Let's go for the... If I go for that, I do a tight turn to here. Then can I get onto this path? I can. Okay. That looks good. But yeah, this game is great for, especially for introducing people to tabletop games that are not Monopoly and Cluedo and Scrabble and stuff like that. Nothing against those games. Well, maybe something against Monopoly, because it kind of sucks. And it's entirely a game of chance, more or less. It's nice that to introduce non-geeks or even casual geeks to games that are a bit more interesting, quite frankly. So, I mean, while we're playing, let's talk through some of them. Especially if you are having like festive gatherings, it is nice to... It's a nice way to spend an evening with maybe a glass of wine or something like that. So this is a good one. Here it is. It's Tsuro with a T. So I would heartily recommend that. It's just me. I think I've won this. Well, let's look at this. So if they go... These are all death, clearly. If they go up there, it's death. If they go there, it's death. If they go there, it's death. So I just need to survive for 2 turns, and I'm good. Can I survive for 2 turns? I could do that. That swoops me down to there, and then I have something I can do to keep me alive. Yep, I'm good. We played Quirkle the other day. That's a nice... It's kind of scrabbly, but it's symbols and colours rather than letters, so... I'd say that's more accessible, certainly for younger kids and stuff like that. I'm a big fan. A note for future streams. We can't see your cursor. You may want to fix that for next time. Interesting. I think it's just quite small. I think I'll try and make my cursor a bit bigger for next stream. Thank you for calling that out. I'm a big fan of... I think it's pronounced Azul. A-Z-U-L. It's... in theory, Portuguese based, and I believe they don't lisp their Zs in Portuguese, which is a wonderful game. In fact, actually, my mum introduced me to that one. It's a really, really good game. I win! Woohoo! All right, let's clear the board. And it just got really big and actually visible when you shook it. Yeah, Macs do that. It's nice that actually it helps you find it. Let's clear the board and start this one again. Let's go for a chaos game, absolute chaos. So I'm going to go, that's me, and I'm going to go with just a load of bad guys. Yeah, Azul has a similarly sort of Zen theme. Should we just go over one? Let's go over one. Let's see what happens. Azul is about, you know, making patterns of Portuguese tiles. It's a really, really nice game, that one. And it's got a nice learning curve. The basics are pretty basic, but you know, if you get really tactical with it, you know, and you're playing with someone regularly, you can be very, very strategic in that one. So I do like Azul on that one. And Codenames is a great one. Codenames is a game where in theory you can play it with 4 people or more. I find it's best with 6 or more. And it's you need to point your... So essentially you've got a lot of words on the table, which you need to direct some of your team to pick the cards with the words you want while avoiding other words. But you can only give like a 1-word clue each time. So that is a lot of fun, especially for families who know each other quite well, because you get into that mindset of, my 1 word is a reference to a thing only you know. So it's a really good clue for you, but it's, you know, someone else is not going to decipher it. So that's a nice game. Like I said, I would recommend that with groups of 6 or more. It's nice to have 3 people plus on each team for that one. What else have we got on the list? If you're going a bit more tabletop-y, Small World is good. It's got a bit of a Risk feel, but is nowhere near as fight-inducing as Risk, and it's kind of fun. I played Lords of Waterdeep a few weeks back on this, and I really like Lords of Waterdeep. Lords of Waterdeep is a set collecting game. Like, you're placing fighters and wizards in the city of Waterdeep to complete Dungeons and Dragons quests. But while it is Dungeons and Dragons-y in terms of theme, the rules are really pretty simple. You know, I've played that with both my mum and my dad, and they have really enjoyed that one. And we've actually replayed it, which is definitely a good sign that they enjoyed it. So that's really nice. A more obscure one, which I would heartily recommend, is Steampunk Rally. Now, that was a Kickstarter. Oh god, I want to say something like almost 10 years ago now. And that is a really nice game. You have to vary the rules slightly when you play it the first time with new people. In theory, it's not turn-based, it's everyone playing at the same time, but when you introduce the rules to someone, you do want to kind of play it in a turn-based sort of way. Oh, 2 people crashed into each other there. It's rare you see that. Steampunk Rally, the idea is you are playing like a kind of Victorian steampunky engineer, and they're all named people. It's like people like Edison and people like that. Tesla. Yeah, Tesla's better than Edison, isn't it? Isn't he, rather? And the idea is you are building like wacky races style machines to complete a race, and the whole thing is it's kind of an engine building mechanic. You buy cards to add to your crazy machine, like wings and wheels and you know boilers and spider legs and stuff like that. What on earth is going on here? What is this? What is this? Hang on. I need to stop jabbering for a second and look at the insanity that's occurring right here. Well, we're all doomed because there's no way to get out of this scenario. But I just need to try and make sure I'm alive here. So if I go there, 2 people die. I survive for now. But yellow's probably going to kill me on their turn. The alternative here. Let's do that. Oh, dearie me. They're going to kill me here. It seems very, very likely, at least, you know. Oh, we kill ourselves. Okay. That's weird. Alright. Huh. Let's just do a head-to-head with the next one. Like I say, as you can see, it's a really quick game, which is nice. You know, some games are just far too long. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was talking about Steampunk Rally. So you're building these machines in order to do stuff. Oh, I pressed the wrong thing. And your machines are powered off of potentially three things. It's like water, heat, and electricity. And you kind of end up building these engines that kind of I put some dice down on devices to trigger them and generate these resources, which then fuel movement and stuff. And inevitably you end up damaging yourself, and bits of your machine fall off, and you've got to rebuild it. And it's a lot of fun. And I've not played a game quite like it. As I alluded to there, you roll dice and you put them on the machine to activate stuff, and then you need to vent those dice off later on, otherwise the whole machine comes clogged up. It's quite unique, that one, or certainly it is from my experience. I've not played a game quite like that one before, so I really enjoy that one. Steampunk Rally, definitely worth a play. My brother and his family got kind of addicted to that one. Which I didn't think. I thought my brother would like it, but my sister-in-law, likes certain games but not other ones, and I thought that it just might not be her cup of tea. But no, she really took to that one as well. The kids love it. The kids are apparently devious at it, which is fantastic. What other recommendations? Oh, Tokaido. Tokaido is really nice. There is an app version of that. I don't have it yet, but I will get it and play it on a stream at some point. Maybe when I've got a little longer than 45 minutes to an hour, because it is slightly longer, and I don't really want to rush that one. Tokaido is an actual thing in reality, and I will apologize if I get my kind of Japanese history wrong here. It is the traditional 3 or 4 day walk between Tokyo and Kyoto, I think, or the other way around. I'm not sure. And the game is it's competitive, but it's the most zen competitive game I've ever played. Essentially, your goal is to get points by having experiences on your journey, like eating the best food and making friends and going into steam baths with monkeys and stuff like that. Hey, Ben, lurking in the background. I appreciate it. Thank you. Let's get rid of that from the bottom. There we go. Seriously, extra people bumping my numbers helps a lot. And if my dulcet tones help soothe your day, so be it. What was I talking about? Oh, yes, Tokaido. So, yeah, the whole thing is you've got to just be having experiences as you go through it. And one of the really nice ideas in how the game works, I'd say it's split into 4 days. And essentially each day ends with everyone getting to the tavern, buying food, and then setting off the next day. And you take turns, but you take turns in a very weird way. It's not player 1, player 2, player 3, player 4, background to player 1 again. It is the person who's at the back of the road, the person who's furthest back, goes next. Which sounds really weird, and it is, but what that means is, because there are limited spaces and things you can do along the way, you have a choice to either go really slow and steady and get loads and loads of goes, but you might miss out on stuff because other people might grab certain activities first. Or you can plow ahead and just say, oh, I need that. I need one of those things. So I'm going to jump to that space, do that thing. But then I jump so far ahead that actually it's a while before you get to go again. So it's weird, but it's really, really nice the way that works. I am in trouble here. I'm dead, aren't I? Have I just completely messed this up and I'm dead? If so, that sucks. So this guy just... Oh, no, this guy kills me. Because it does the same thing every time. It just swoops me up to the top there. This one here kills me in a variety of aesthetically pleasing ways. This one is just an absolute pain as well, because if it's like this, I die. If it's like this, I die. If it's like this, I die. And if it's like that, I die. So basically, I'm going to die this turn. That sucks. I was doing well. A whole plan. I was going to swoop round here and go round here down to the bottom, and now I'm just dead. So let's do the squiggly one. Squiggly death. I am disappointed by that. I'm going to rematch on that one because... Ah, dearie me. Oh, man, that was annoying. Right, let's start far over the side here and see what happens. So yeah, Takedo, really, really nice game. So I would definitely recommend that one. And like I said, I will do a stream of it at some point. I'm hoping the app version is good because it's a game I really, really enjoy and don't play that often. In terms of games that are not necessarily kiddie, but are more accessible to kids, I've never actually played any of the kind of like junior versions of big games. Like I've not played My First Carcassonne and stuff like that. Though I understand they're good, but I've not got them. I mean, I probably will in the next few years because our little one is 4. So I imagine in the next few years, hopefully I can introduce her to games like that. She's currently at the stage of things like Top Trumps. And I've taught her to play Dobble. You know, she's not quite got it yet, but it's very close to, you know, kind of playing Dobble properly, which is very, very cool. Her version has the Gruffalo on it, and she has Paw Patrol Top Trumps. So I never played those like My First Carcassonne type things, but I hear they're good. What else? Jamaica's a nice game. Jamaica is a pirate race game. So essentially you're doing a lap of, I don't know, Nassau or something like that. And you've got to get back to Port Royal or something. I can't remember the actual geography of where it is you're going. And you've got to get treasure and you get into cannon fights at certain times. That's a nice game. I've not played that for a long time, actually. It's sat on my shelf behind me that you can't quite see with the camera setup as it is. But I should play that again because that's a lot of fun. Maybe I will bring that out at Christmas, depending who is about. Other one for kids, and King of Tokyo is very nice. Oh, what is going on here? We have a raid. We have a raid for K of the Double K, Cozy Witch and Co. You absolute freaking legends. Thank you so much. We are raiding. How are you doing? No, thank you so much. You are. I can only apologise for how annoying I've been about trying to get a following here on this one to get to affiliate. So thank you so much, you absolute legends. K of the Double K is a great streamer, so if you don't follow K already, I will say, language of streams maybe not for the faint-hearted. But if you're alright with that, you will have a cracking time with K's streams. He's been playing Skyrim this morning, and I've had it on in the background for most of the day. But with 2 chaotic elements. One being the fact that it's a permadeath stream, so if he dies, he dies, and it's got to start again. And secondly, it's a crowd control app, so the annoying people, including myself, in the background, have been chucking bears at it. He's trying to, you know, survive the game, and we just keep chucking bears in his direction. It's been a lot of fun, not gonna lie. Right, what am I going to do to survive on this one? Oh, it's not as easy as I thought. So ideally I'd like to get to here. I don't think I've got a piece that can do it. Oh, I do. I can do that. That swoops me down to there and fires them off over there. I like that. I live to fight another day. It's infuriating and hilarious at equal measures. It is hysterical. I've genuinely been laughing out loud at some of the shenanigans that have happened today. Incredibly entertaining. I do feel sorry for your poor wife for the amount of noise that must be going through your house. But it has been a hell of a lot of fun, so thank you so much. And thank you for sticking around and joining me here. I really appreciate it. So for those people who have just joined, what we're doing is we're playing Tsuro, Detective Constable Bradshaw. Yeah, that's true. Not quite DCI yet. Need to get there. Actually stands for David Charles. Sorry, not sorry. Oh man, yeah. Apparently, I was coming through really loud on her meeting earlier. Oh dear. I didn't quite have that yesterday when I was doing my Tomb Raider stream. The house we're in right now. So when we lived in Scotland, the walls were quite thick. It was a new build. When the house we're in now was built in the late 90s. So our bedroom is through that wall there. So I didn't know how to keep the noise about right because my wife had gone to bed. She hadn't slept well the last couple of nights. And I was like, how do I pitch my volume just right so that you guys can hear me, but I'm not waking my wife up because that would not be a terribly nice thing to do. So yeah, this is Tsuro. So this is a lovely little board game that I'm playing the app version of, which they've really pulled out all the stops to make just really pretty. The idea is you put down tiles, you try not to fire yourself off the edge of the board, and you try not to crash into people. And it's like a 10-15 minute game that is just incredibly zen. And like I said, damn pretty. Ooh, look at him doing his loopy swoopy thing. The one thing I don't get about the way they've built this is, you listen to the sound effects there. When they kind of slide along the little path at it, that's quite a nice sound. And then every time they cross the path, it almost sounds like a bullwhip cracking in the background, which I don't think is what they're going for. But you can just kind of hear this tish kind of sound in the background. We'll see what happens next time it happens. But yeah, it's a slightly ridiculous sound there. Oh, I will say, because people have pointed it out, in order for it to affect my numbers, I think you need to refresh the stream, or you need to just go directly to the link itself. So I'm just going to chuck the link in the chat, because sometimes it doesn't count numbers unless you actually go directly to me. To me, my X-Men. So if you are here lurking or in for the raid, if you wouldn't mind either refreshing or just going directly to my link, which will bring you back here, but it means you definitely count on my numbers, because that would just be awesome. Is my music stopped? No, it's just very quiet. There we go. Go on to something else. There we go. So yeah, this is a nice little game, this. And loopy swoop. Oh, here we go. Listen to the noise. There we go. It's a whip or it's a bottom slap. I don't know. But I don't think it's what they mean it to be. So what we're going to do now, all right, we're getting closer to each other, so I need to be a little bit more cautious now. I could loopy swoop around to there, but then I think I'm at risk of killing myself. Which is not the best idea, I'll be honest. Let's just go straight forwards. That seems like the safest option there. Fairy Hippo Buttocks. That well-known pantomime dame character. Right. Where are we going? Okay, right. So, I think if I got up to here, it seems like a good idea, but then I've kind of got no way out. So I think I just need to kind of potter around here. Sorry, so you can see my mouse. I think I need to stay in this bottom right area to move myself safely around without killing myself. So if I go to there, well, that might be a bad idea, because all of these will kill me if I did that, because I'd have nowhere to go afterwards. So if I did that, well, that would keep me alive. So if I plow straight ahead with the other one, then go to that, it will loop me around to the bottom there, but then I still might die. We are into risk territory here. Big old risk territory. So what am I going to do? Do I turn now, or do I plow ahead? What are we thinking? Let's plow ahead, I think. And I do have something that can sort me out next time. Right. Risk territory, risk territory, risk territory. Let's see how we go. Whoosh. Okay. Right. I know I can do at least one more thing. So if I do that one, I end up at the bottom tile. I'm then in trouble I'm then in a lot of trouble for my next move. There is a card left in the deck, isn't there? So I could have another move after that one, but I can't see an alternative right now that puts me in a better situation. So I'm going to do that, and it keeps me alive for one more turn, and I hope for the best. Okay, give me something. Give me something to keep me alive here. I don't think I've got it. I think I'm dead. Oh, no, that's good. It puts me at his mercy next turn. But that's always going to be the case. Yeah, got to do it. Got to do it. Here we go, here we go. Right, what's he going to do? What's he going to do? And that's me gone. That's me gone. Challenge, try all 3 rule sets. What other rule sets are there? What other ways are there of playing this? I'm curious. Okay. But how do I find out about the other rules? I don't know. Is that playing online? That's a playing online thing. I don't want to do that. Not there's anything against playing online, but what are the other rules? Tutorials are off. Okay, okay. Yeah, it says about other rule sets, but how the heck do I actually do them? That's kind of weird. Okay. Let's go for one more chaotic game of this, and then we'll wrap it up with a little bit of chat on this one. Because I was talking about. Let's go for the insanity again. More people. Oh, click here to switch rules. Here's the thing: longest path wins, most loops wins, last stone wins. Let's try longest path. Maybe I've gone a bit bananas there. Let's leave it at that. Longest path. So it's not the last person standing. It's the person who does the weirdest little journey to get there. So let's see what happens. Okay. So I just need to swoop and loop around and stuff like that. So I was talking about board games that are good kind of entry stuff, especially for kind of festive family gatherings. So not too intimidating. And I got to talk about games that are good if you've got some younger players in there. If you've not played it, I would recommend King of Tokyo. They did a second version. I want to say it's like King of New York or something like that, which I have not played. But the general concept is you are all giant kaiju monsters. There is one spot in the middle of the board, which is Tokyo. And, you know, during the game, certain monsters will be the person stood in the middle. And you've got to get points. You also need to beat up your opponents. And the general notion is, if you are the monster who is in Tokyo at any one time, every time you throw a punch, you hit everyone who's not in Tokyo. So you can cause catastrophic damage to your opponents. But anyone who throws a punch who's not in Tokyo hits the person in the middle. So if you're in the middle, you are a punching bag. You can inflict massive damage on your opponents, but you are inevitably just going to get hit and hit and hit. And then eventually you have to duck out of Tokyo to lick your wounds and recover. Now, I've not played King of Tokyo for a while, but again, it's a very nice, quick game, which has got just a very silly kind of vibe to it, because the monsters are all, well, they're legally distinct from things like Godzilla and stuff like that, but they've got ridiculous names like Gigasaur, which just leads to silliness, especially with grown adults. So that's good. Takenoko is another nice one. Similar in name to Tokaido, but very, very different. Takenoko is you are growing a Japanese garden, but you're not only controlling the land and the gardener, but you're also controlling a hungry panda who is infuriating the gardener, because every time the gardener grows stuff, the panda wants to go and eat it. And you've got to try and build patterns of land grow bamboo of certain heights, and also, as the panda, eat and crap out as much bamboo as you can. So that is a fun game, and it is cute as hell. The artwork and the miniatures that come with that one are just adorable. And there's something nice about the fact that it's kind of 3D. You know, you've got a board of tiles, but you're also growing bamboo upwards. So it makes it a little bit different to, you know, what other games are like in terms of looking at them. What else in terms of board game recommendations? Well, there's always cooperative games, which are kind of hit and miss with a mixture of experience. Because the problem with a co-op game sometimes is that... Is that a good move? Not sure that's a great move. But I can't really see an alternative. The problem with co-op games, if you're not careful, is that you end up with essentially someone just controlling the table. So you're in theory cooperating, but there'll be one person going, oh no, you should do that, you should do that, you should do that. Which kind of takes the fun out of the co-op game, if that's the way it goes. But there are some good ones out there. This person's got a crazily long route. My route is so small there. Ooh, misses. But yeah, I think I'm going to lose this one because I am playing it a bit safe in terms of not getting annihilated, but I've not done a really fancy route here. And I don't think I'm going to be able to, which kind of sucks. So here I'm going to go to there. But yeah, there's some nice co-op games out there. All the good ones I can think of are by Matt Leacock. Which Forbidden Island and Forbidden Desert are very, very good. Forbidden Island's probably better as an entry-level one. And his best game, while maybe not a topic everyone wants to talk about, is Pandemic. Pandemic is a fantastic game of you being the CDC trying to solve a global pandemic. It's a very good game, but maybe topically not the best game to be playing unless you're 100% sure that everyone's okay talking about all that. But it is a very, very good game. Ooh. Ooh, that's a really fancy route. Okay. Did I actually do okay? Hey, look at that. I fluked it just by being pushed off the board into the same place as someone else. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Okay, I think we will stop there with Tsuro. We will jump back to just chatting, and I will close that down. But yeah, so co-op games are always nice. I mean, there are some really crunchy co-op games out there which are fun, but they're not as accessible to people who are not board gamers. And there's co-op with Defector games, which are, again, really, really fun. But the problem with co-op with Defector games for someone who's never played a game like that before is if you are the Defector, you are put in under a lot of pressure very, very quickly, because you're still finding your feet with the game anyway, and then you've got to kind of be a bit meta and clever about it, and I need to do this, but pretend I don't know this and pretend I do know this. It's a little complicated. Like one of the best ones I played of that, and it's sadly sold out and I don't have a copy of it, is the Battlestar Galactica game, which, if you know the series, you've got this notion of you're trying to survive as humanity, but there are some people who are Cylons. Essentially, you're infiltrating robots. And at the very start of it, you get dealt a character, and you get dealt a card that says whether you're a Cylon or not. And it's a big old flaw in the basics of this, that essentially, if you get the Cylon card, if you don't get a Cylon card, if you get a human card, it just says you are human. One sentence, done. If you get a Cylon card, you get a card full of text telling you how this works, but you're sat around the table with everyone. So you've got to look at this thing, and if you get the Cylon card and if you've never done it before, you're trying to rapidly read all this text without it looking like you're reading a lot of text. So if I did have a copy, and I'd love to grab a copy from eBay at some point, but it's really expensive, I'd have to have like a house rule of everyone goes into a room for like 2 minutes to read their card and you come back, because that's brutal pressure to be put under. And as at the time I played it, I was a Cylon, so I was that person going, oh, okay, trying to read all this really, really quickly and try and look like it's not me. But it's good fun. It is good fun, those sorts of games. I mean, the last one I'll mention on this one, it's not for big old family gatherings, but in terms of being a very, very nice game, I would suggest Odin's Ravens. Odin's Ravens is a fantastic two-player. It is only two-player game, but the one, I like the mythology of it, and secondly, I like how easy it is, and then you can get a bit strategic with it. Essentially, it's you play Odin's two ravens, Hugin and Munin, and you've got to race all the way to the edge of the world and come back again. And the cards you play along the way are essentially just making your route quicker and making their route longer. So you can be completely unaggressive and just focus both of you on just trying to go as fast as you can, or you can be a bit disruptive. And you are disruptive in the subtlest of ways. It's not like some horribly aggressive game where you're just being horrible to your opponent. So if you like two-player games, for example, if your partner is not a big board gamer, and you want to introduce them something that's really, really straightforward, but a lot of fun, I would really recommend that one. It is just a very, very nice game, and much like Tsuro, it's just very, very pretty, which a lot of that goes for it, which is cool. So. Right, we have a couple of minutes left. So I suppose I should probably wrap this up. Well, first of all, thank you so much to all the people who are here. The lurking is very much appreciated. Thank you, Hey the Double K, for the raid. Very much appreciated. And hopefully takes us over the top. I then have to do the refreshing thing to see if we've actually hit the number or not. But if not, we've certainly raised that average viewer count up. I think it was on about 2.4. I need to get it to 3 in order for it to work. So we'll see. But thank you so much for that. I really, really appreciate it. Places you can find me. I think you probably know me if you're here. But if not, I tend to be DC Bradshaw everywhere. I'm still Curious Penguin on Twitter. If you want to support me with stuff, Christmas is coming up. I have a Patreon, I have a Ko-Fi, I'm DC Bradshaw RPG on both of them. I do have a Throne account as well. There is a link somewhere in the stuff below the stream. I need to replace my AirPods, they're dying, and at some point I want to get myself I need to get this right, a Stream Deck. So I've got buttons and stuff to do things rather than constantly toggling between windows. But that's only if you're feeling particularly generous. Otherwise, I write tabletop RPG stuff and some education resources. You can find all my gubbins at dcbradshaw.com. Little But Fierce, which is my rewrite of 5th edition, so it's accessible by kids as young as 6, is nearly a gold bestseller. Drive-through RPG, we're about 26 sales from that, so that would be fantastic if that's something that's of interest. Otherwise, take a look at my stuff. If you enjoy it, I have a store as well. If you particularly want a branded mug, I don't even have one to hand, unfortunately. Terrible at marketing. God damn it. But no, thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a fantastic day. Or if you're in the case of Imon Economist, go and get some sleep. It's generally this time where you're staying up really, really late. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. And I guess let's just see if there's anyone about for the raiding. Let's refresh that and have a look if anyone's about. We have got no one. Got no one on this one, so no raiding today. So the raid stream ends here. Thank you so much for your time. Have a great day. Bye.